I'm an interim CTO, so I've always been an interim. I've worked in various different sectors. I've never worked permanently anywhere, and my kind of area of expertise really is around driving change. Digital is all around us right now. It's absolutely everywhere. You've got to have your head up your backside if you're not being influenced in some shape, way or form around digital. And I think having that information, cutting edge information pushed to you as part of a learning experience is incredibly powerful. So for me, I have learned a boatload during the last few months. The piece that appealed around the ADBL approach was the fact that it's very interactive and you've got multiple things that are kind of stimulating you at the same time. So I've got a lot of energy and I've got a very short attention span. So for me, I needed something that was A, going to really interest me in way of the material, but B, how the stuff was actually being delivered to me needed to be different to sitting in a classroom. Professionally, I've run IT and digital departments for a number of years now. So from an IT perspective, I had a pretty good handle on the opportunities around digital. Where I don't have experience is on the kind of marketing side, so social marketing, and it was that piece that particularly appealed. It's also that piece that, unsurprisingly, I found hardest as I've gone through the course. We tend to start each of the webinars with a bit of a wash up on the key news that's happened from a digital perspective, and you almost find yourself during the week, if you read something interesting, you kind of file a copy of it and you're sharing that at the start of the group, and so in way of being bang up to date. You really are as you go through this programme. Digital is not standing still. I'll lay money on the fact that the cohort going through the programme now, they will be looking at different material to the material I looked at back in April, because stuff has moved on so much. But I think it's absolutely essential that kind of C-level and the next level of managers explore things like ADBL. It's just a very rounded package of what digital is, and for any businesses right now, business transformation has to be at the heart of where they're going. And I think my personal view is that digital really is business transformation, and I think that it is a really solid base upon which to get people interested and motivated around that subject. Since April, we have implemented Agile. Implementing Agile was not a 5-minute thing. We're still going through the process now. It's a fundamental shift from how they've been working to date, and it has yielded really positive results already. But of course, all of it, the terminology, the self-managing teams, the reporting in a fundamentally different way, all of that has been a massive learning curve, but it has helped us immensely in delivering our priority projects. We've also driven our registrants, so we have nearly 700,000 registrants, nurses and midwives, and of that group, from a segmentation perspective, probably 200,000 of those are millennials, so they're expecting us to communicate to them in any way other than a letter arriving on the doormat. And what we've done is we've started to drive our user base to our online services, and that benefits us in numerous different ways. We can make sure we've got their details correct. We can interact with them a whole lot faster and cheaper and probably more effectively than we did previously. And there's huge cost saving. It was costing us kind of upwards of $250,000 to send letters out to all of our registrants. And so in way of creating efficiency, that's been massive. So by Christmas, we will have 80% of our registrants will be online. And we will be driving changes in how nurses revalidate and midwives during the course of next year. And that advent of digital services will help that immensely.